That I really don't know whether somebody mentioned it at the paper or what it was, because it is back then it was very very laxed. Uh, as I recall, somebody said they're having a place where you can show your artwork up on campus along the mall, and you just show up. So I showed up on a Saturday morning, 1966, and I ended up being on the East Mall, almost down at the corner, and there were several other people setting up at the time, and I set up and left to get some pictures for the paper of the other people setting up, and I guess that was my first experience with the art festival, and it was their first experience also. As I recall, and I don't know the exact figure, you didn't have to jury to get in. You just had to show up. And you showed up. The earlier you got there, the more choice spot you had. And in those days, it did not come down across into town. It was East Mall, West Mall, and across the front. That was the only place the art festival existed. And it did go up a couple years later in front of Old Main. But somebody would come by, and I don't know whether it was $10 or $20 was the fee for you to have that place. I don't even know who they were. And years have passed since then. In those days, there was no tents, white tents like you see today. There was a lot of rolls of plastic because you had to cover your stuff when it rained, and it always rained sometime at a State College Arts Festival. So we hung our stuff on a snow fence and laid it on the wall and had the white plastic rolled up behind it. And most of the people that were there in '66, I don't remember them because a lot of them were the real hippie types. They showed up in the old VW bus with peace signs on the side of it, and it's certainly not what it is today. And I myself have gone through 1, 2, 3, 4 different booth changes, and to now I have a double booth with a large tent. At one time I had a horse-drawn wagon that I put a panel up in the back and hung photographs off of it, and had a rack that hung down over the side that we had our flip rack. And then the other time I built something that looks very much like an outhouse, a double outhouse maybe, because it was 10 foot long, and when you opened the doors it was a 10 by 10. And we had that there, but we only used that probably 1 year. And then the tents came out, and the tents were great. And during that period of time, we went from just paying the bill to where we had the jury. And that was a process where you sent slides in, and that has changed.